what's happening in the global arena. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that he has no plans to meet either the foreign ministers of Russia or of China. During his last trip, Blinken met with counterparts from all 5 Central Asian countries that used to be ruled from Moscow. He will be in New Delhi to attend a group of 20, which is the G20, along with his Russian and Chinese counterparts.
And President Joe Biden spoke at the House of Democrats conference as he tries to set the tone for the party ahead of the 2024 elections. The speech comes a little over a week before the White House is scheduled to present Biden's fiscal 2024 budget. Now, he warned against plans to curb healthcare access.
Well, yes, Elon Musk sought to rally Tesla Inc. shareholders around his vision for achieving the electric vehicle maker's long-term goal of accelerating a transition to sustainable energy. The Tesla chief executive and other Tesla managers made their pitch at an investor event. Tesla suggested that realizing its vision for an energy transition could require some $7 trillion of investment in electric vehicle manufacturing.
And Salesforce shares soared 16% in extended trading after the cloud software beat the Wall Street estimates on profit and issued a better than expected forecast. The Salesforce revenues grew 14% year over year in the fiscal fourth quarter, which ended on January 31st. The Salesforce laid out an operating margin goal of 25% for fiscal 2026.
And ELI Lilly announced a series of price cuts that would lower the price of the most commonly used forms of its insulin 70%. The company said it will automatically cap out-of-pocket insulin costs at $35 for people who have private insurance and use participating pharmacies. President Joe Biden called the announcement a big deal. He also urged other pharmaceutical companies to cut insulin prices.
And Alphabet Inc.'s self-driving technology unit Waymo laid off 137 employees in the second round of job cuts this year. Waymo has eliminated some engineering roles as a part of the cuts to focus on commercial success. The job cuts at Waymo are part of wider layoffs across the auto and tech industry.
Well, India is set to host the G20 foreign ministers meeting in New Delhi under its presidency today. The G20 foreign ministers meet in New Delhi is one of the largest gathering of foreign ministers hosted by any G20 presidency. While the credit goes to India for its diplomatic relations, there seems to be one large issue that even India is finding hard to tackle: the Russia-Ukraine war. The war has divided and taken center stage at the G20, an economic forum that represents 85% of the world's economy. We spoke to the experts about other topics that would be on the meeting. Listen in.
Let's give some credit to the foreign ministry under Dr. Jaishankar for having got even the warring sides all together in New Delhi, which the West, despite its clout, has not been able to achieve as yet, to have them all in the same room. Now, there are conflicts other than the Ukrainian conflict. There is one possibility brewing on the Taiwan front. There is the Sino-Indian thing, and you have the Chinese foreign minister making his first visit to India now.
I think they will push their positions as hard as they can, and they're pretty ruthless when they do this. Not just the West, but equally Russia and China. So India is in a sense caught in between, trying to play peacemaker, trying to negotiate a draft, a final communique. So it'll be a tough job for us.
And in any way, the foreign ministers meeting actually is the precursor to the summit, how it's going to happen and how it's going to play out. Because whatever the outcomes here, all kinds of challenges, all kinds of discussions on international and global issues are held, which are impacting on. And today, the biggest impact after the pandemic is that of the Russia-Ukraine war, and I think that is going to be discussed.
Well,